Hi lovely people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria. In today's tutorial I'll be looking at how to cut and sew this beautiful trending Bubu gown that has a stylish pocket. If this is what you are really interested, please stay tuned as we are about to start. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell. So I'll be making use of this Ankara. This is 2 yards and then the small one is 1 yard. So let's get right into the cutting properly. So guys, this one is a 2 yards, so we are just going to fold it into 4 places. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, so we are cutting the back and the front together. So now first thing we'll be doing, we are going to roll a margin to serve as our starting line and also our shoulder line. So I'll gone down by 1.5 and then rule that side. So it's now going to serve as our starting line and same time as shoulder line. So next thing we are going to measure from our shoulder to bust point is 11 inches, shoulder to waist is 16 inches, and then shoulder to hip is 25 inches. I didn't mark the waist again because we don't really need that. And then shoulder to the full length of the gown is 39 inches, just as you can see. So I added 2 extra inches for folding. So that is why I'm marking 41. So anything I have on this side, I'm going to transfer it to the other side and rule the line. So guys, after ruling the line, we are going to put our shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So I have gone ahead to mark my 8 inches. And you discover that the sleeve has a band. So the total is what? 20 inches. That is from our mid back to the arm is 20 inches. So the band will be having 5 inches. Then when you remove 5 inches from 20, what is left is 7 inches after our shoulder. So that is the 7 inches I just marked. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So I've gone ahead to mark the 7 inches. Then I'll connect it down to the bust points. Yes. So next thing we'll be doing is, after connecting it down now, what we are going to do is we are just going to form the curve. So we are not going to make use of this curve, but in order for us to know that there is a curve at that part. Yes. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to use the highest measurement, which is the hip. So I'll be making use of hip 40. So 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. So I'll go ahead to mark the 10 inches. So anything I use for the hip, that's what I use for the bust. That's why I'm marking 10 inches. And I'll go ahead to add extra 5 inches. That is to say 3.5 for our Bubu to stand very well, and then 1.5 extra inches for our sewing allowance. So this is where we stop. You discover that we are not following that curve now, Nabi. So now we are going to draw the curve properly. So now before that, we are going to add our ½ inch for sewing allowance on that part, because we are going to join the band to it. So we'll be adding that ½ inch. So now this second line is now serving as the actual line. So I'll just go ahead to curve it a little bit, although I'll go apart from the line, but it is not that wide, just a little bit to form the curve. So anything I have at that point, I think I have 14.5. So I'll bring it down to the hip line, just as you can see. And anything that I have on the hip line, I'll bring it down to the hem of the cloth. So you discover that the Bubu is standing very straight, like from the bust down to the hip and to the down is seen. So I'll go ahead to just connect it, just as you can see. So guys, after connecting, next thing we'll be doing is we are going to now mark our shoulder slope very well. We're going to come down by 1 inch, just as you can see. So after coming down by 1 inch, then we'll mark from that side down with what? 9 inches. So after that 9 inch, we add 1 again for sewing to just curve it properly. So that is a curve we'll be using. Then I'll go ahead to cut that part out. So now we're going to be working with the neckline. I'll be making use of what? 3 inches by 1.5 for the back. Then I'll make 3 inches by 3 inches for the back. That's 3 by 1, 3 by 1.5, 3 by 3. So the 1.5 is for the back, and then by 3 is for the front. So after that, I'll just go ahead to what? Mark the shoulder sleeve. The shoulder sleeve that we came down by 1, we have not connected it, sorry. So that is what I'm trying to do now. So after connecting it, I'll just go ahead to add ½ inch for joining. You get? So after that, then I'll go ahead to what? Cut it out. So I'll cut out the first one, which is a back neckline together with the front. So now after that, we are going to remove the back piece so that we can work on the front piece properly. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So this is me removing the back piece. So guys, after removing the back piece, I'll just go ahead to cut the front neckline properly. I believe you can see what I'm doing. So from that front neckline, I'll come down by 4.5 inches. You get, then I'll use my scissors to slash it straight, just straight. You get, I'll just use my scissors to slash it down to that 4.5 inch mark that I did. Then so next thing we'll be doing, you're going to measure where we'll be attaching that band to. So when I measured, I have 9 inches. So I'll go ahead to cut the band to that 9 inches. But I make sure I cut 10 so that at least you have a little excess, then you can trim it off at the time of joining. So this is the band that I've cut. The band is 5.5 inches. So that I'll be using the half inch for joining. And then I cut it on full, just as you can see. Now this is how I'll be placing it. So I'm just trying to show you so that when we want to place, it is not going to be a difficult something again. So I'm gonna have to fold down this piece of fabric in order for us to use and turn the neckline. So after that, I'll pick my pin to pin it down properly. So after pinning it down, next thing I'll be doing is I'll pick my scissors and then cut out that part following the direction of the neckline we had initially. I believe you understand what I'm trying to do. So this is just a simple way to turn your neckline when you are not using a full lining. Then after doing that, I'll just go ahead to slash the 4.5 inches mark that we did for the actual piece of fabric earlier. You get, so after that, I'll go ahead to unpin it. Then I'll take my chalk in order for me to draw or to mark where I'll cut properly. So from that part that we slash and stop, I'll come down by 3.5 inches, just as you can see. Then from that point, I'll just mark it all the way to the upper part. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'll mark and stop it. Then after that, I'll just go ahead to cut it properly. I believe this is very self-explanatory and you understand what I'm trying to say. So next thing, you're going to do same thing to the back. So now we are going to start our joining properly. I'll make sure the right side of each of these fabric are facing the right side. I'll go and sew it all around with half of an inch. Then we'll turn. So after sewing it, this is what we have. Can you see? So now next thing we'll be doing, I'm going to use our scissors to notch all the way around in order for our V to show very well. So now we are going to just go over and then flip it over. So after flipping it, I'll go ahead to iron it properly. So after ironing it, I believe you can see how the neckline is looking now. So I'll bring this is a back also. So I'll bring the back and then the front together. But before that, this is the organza we'll be using for that stylish pocket. So the organza is, I made use of 4.5 inches so that when we fold, we'll be having 4.25. Then we can go ahead to cut it and then place it on our pocket. So before that, I'll go ahead to mark where we'll be placing our pocket. So from our shoulder to the mark I did here earlier is 20 inches. I did the first one so that when I'm explaining the second part of the pocket, it will be very simple. So when I reach that 20 mark, I did I drew a line there. And then I'll just connect the other line straight down to where the V is. This is just like the middle line that will demarcate the two sides. You get? So now what I did for the first part, I went out by 3 inches. Can you see? I went out by 3 inches. Then for the upper part, I went in by 8 inches. You get? Then down part, I came down by 10 inches. I believe you understand this properly. So we are going to be replicating that same pocket thing on this other side. So first thing I said, we went out by 3 inches, right? So after that 3 inches, we did our 8 inches. You get? So I'll come down and still do that 3 inches. That is where our starting line is, 3 inches. Then the down is 10 inches, just as you can see me doing like this. So after that, I'll just go ahead to connect the vertical axis, just as you can see me doing like this. That is to say, we've gotten from our 8 inches to 10 inches, which is the length of the pocket. Then we'll go ahead to mark the 8 again, mark it properly, and then we'll still use our straight rule to what? Connect properly. So this is me trying to confirm if it is actually 10. You get? Since this is something that is stylish, is good, you also would make it very perfect and then equal. So this is me trying to what? Curve it, and this is me trying to like rule all the lines together. I discovered that I wasn't fast in this part because I want all of us to get it properly. So next thing we'll be doing, we'll just go ahead and sew it. So this is our organza. I've gone ahead to what? Start pleating it on all the pockets. So this is what I'll do. I'll pleat all the organza on the pockets. This is just our basic pleats. So after pleating it, before we decide on how to fix it. So I believe you understand the pattern of these pockets now. So guys, that is all for the pleating, and then this is our result after pleating the pocket on, after pleating the organza on the pocket. So this is how we are going to fix it. We are going to take the organza part of the pocket inside, that where you sew, we are going to take it inside like this. Please, when you are doing your own, make sure you weave it before doing this. So you are going to what? Take it inside like so. You use your pin to hold it down properly. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. You use your pin to hold it down properly. You take the other side in. I think this part is very simple, so I decided to fasten it. Take it in, pin it, take it in, pin it, and then you're going to pin it all around. So after that, you're going to sew it all around. Make sure your sewing is very neat. So guys, after sewing it on the both sides, this is what we have. I believe our pockets is looking so pretty. Next thing, we are going to join the shoulders. So after joining the shoulders, this is what we have. Now next thing we'll be doing is what? We are going to be what? Joining our band that we cut earlier. I believe you remember. So this is the band here. So you are just going to what? Place it right side, fixing right side. So this band, they both are right side because we cut it on fold, right? So you're going to just place it at that point and then pin it properly. Use your chalk to what? Mark it all the way down to the length of the band. So we're using half of an inch to sew it. So after sewing it, I'll do same on the other sleeve. So guys, after sewing the band to the sleeve, this is what we have. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to what? Sew the side together. I think we're almost done with this dress, so I'll be using 1 inch to join them together. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to arrange them properly, then I'll use my 1 inch to join them together. So guys, after joining it together, our gown is ready. So we'll just go ahead to fold it down of the dress, and then that is basically all for this tutorial. Please, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section, and see you in my next video. Bye.